and welcome to Bleeding Tree Gaming. I'm Luke, aka SirMime, and tonight I'm joined with...
Hello, it's me, Amy, aka Warpfiend.
Yeah, so slightly different tonight. Weird that I'm the one doing the introductions.
Yeah, your first time doing the introduction here, so yeah, what have you got for us?
Well, I am, for better or worse, taking place in the AOS Grand Tournament this and I just thought we'd do like a little preparing for tournament little segment.
Yep, sounds good.
Nice. Before we start, we are actually quite close to 1,000 subscribers, so if you like what you're seeing, please give us a subscribe and a like.
You could really help us out.
Dangerously close now.
Push us over that line. It's been a long time coming.
But let's get into it anyway. Yes, as we can see here, the big tagline, "Will I survive?" Technically I will, but mentally I might be left at Warhammer World forever.
Oh, it's the big grand tournament at HQ. And
so I will be playing my Flesh Eater cohorts again, because it's basically what I know at this point. It's any other army, I think I might struggle to do the time limit for each game, but fingers crossed. Let's get into it anyway.
Oh yeah.
So if you go into a tournament 1 day or 2 day, like we've been doing quite a bit this year already, there's a few things to take consider on. So
yeah, your basic tips.
Thankfully, the first bullet point, list submission, everything's been done. Monday, I had to go onto Best Coast Pairing, sign up, and put my list on. Thankfully, the Battle Scroll update isn't for like another week or so at least, so there's been no worry about like points changes or anything.
Yeah, for once they've made sure that's scheduled after the tournament.
Yeah. It's always one of those things, just like any tournament you're going to, like you can quite easily check with the organizer or something whether things are going to take place or not for when you're actually going to the event. But it's always just something to keep in mind.
Yep.
Another thing is you will be moving around a lot in the tournament, going from table to table. So make sure you've got your entire army in the most easy to carry single case if possible. And magnets are your friends.
Yes, that is an important one.
My tub has a magnet sheet at the bottom, actually inside the tub, to make sure things don't move around in my car on the way there. And then I also have the top tray of my tub also has another magnet sheet on, just so I can basically just display the army on it and move it. There.
Yep, magnets, bitch.
Tools for the job, obviously tape measures, dice, always got to have like your up-to-date rules. Generally we've been told to take like a print out of our army sheets and things to most events, but I don't think anyone's really ever looked at them that much when we got there.
No, it's one of those things that I guess if you have to say that you have, but
yeah. As this time I haven't gone full hog and laminated them. I've just done 2 print-offs for it.
Yeah.
Even the old laminator would break this time. Water, as the picture implies and the memes imply, staying hydrated is an absolute priority. Like, I will probably lose my body weight tomorrow. Saturday. What am I saying? Tomorrow. It's already taken effect on my brain. It's like, a good like big old 1-2 liter bottle of Volvic at least, for like probably 2 of them throughout each day that you're there.
It's going to be hot in there.
Yeah. I would say the heat's rising already in the UK currently, and there's a lot of people around when you get into, especially Warhammer World Tournament.
Can I also add to all the people out there who are drinking a lot of water at these events and then immediately sweating it out, also bring deodorant, please, for the safety and security of everyone else there.
Thankfully, we've never particularly had that hurdle or anything of anyone that we've played with or anything, but God, I
I
know.
mean, in general, I've been in a room that stinks to high heaven, but yeah, like not an individual
Consideration for your fellow man. Oh, his like one of the biggest ones that I will always fail on is actually making sure you've had enough rest beforehand, because my brain has just like not wanted to shut down at all this week. I've been having like weirdest kind of anxiety dreams all week,
dear.
waking myself up constantly.
Being rested is easier said than done.
Yeah. Our doubles tournament in
Whereas
January.
being arrested.
Our doubles tournament in January, famously, I went back to the hotel on the Saturday and I tried to get to sleep, and for some reason, my brain just decided to print the battle plan of the next map that we were going to play on the Sunday morning on the inside of my eyes, so I couldn't get to sleep.
Oh God, yes, a familiar tale.
Final bullet point is have fun. You paid money to go to one of these events. You enjoy the hobby. You know, if you're not having fun, then something's wrong there.
Yes. You don't see as many people as you'd expect who are just all rules lawyered up. Like most people are generally chilled in there for a good time. But the people who go worrying too much, you can really spoil it for yourself. And it's just supposed to be about having fun.
Yeah. Most of the time we've been all right with those kind of people.
Yeah.
Occasionally someone does get slipped through the cracks. It's like...
yeah. Don't like to speak ill out of anyone.
Yes, no.
Yes, it has been known to happen.
Moving on. Right. Well, talking about lists and everything being up to date, I thought I was just going to go through what my list is going to be for this weekend.
Sure.
So basically, as I said before, I'm playing Flesh Eater Courts. It's the army I've been playing pretty much non-stop, really, at almost anything I've gone to this year so far. It's like, yes, it's the Lords of the Manor. Like, if you're playing Flesh Eater Courts, it's generally the one you're going to pick because it lets you bring back more of your models through any rules that bring back models.
Yes.
So basically, I'm 2 drops because I'd love if there was a way I could get it all in 1 drop. I'd love to do that and make sure I never got double turned all weekend. But 2 drops is I think probably where I'm landing with Flesh Eater Courts at the minute.
No, it makes sense.
Of course, we got Usheran in there, the big popper. If you're playing Flesh Eater Courts, you basically need him at this point until the book comes out, possibly, and they do something about their rules.
Yes.
He's a 2-cast wizard. He has an amazing war scroll spell to allow enemies to basically bonk each other, which had a hilarious mirror match at the end of the thing in February with 2 Usherans basically doing that to each other all game. And the Flesh Eater Court's Noble Deeds, when a hero gets 6 of these through either damage that they do or spells that they get off, they generally give +1 attack in like a 12-inch aura, but Usheran gets it in the full-on 24-inch aura, so
nice.
Everything in your army is going to get it at that point.
Oh yeah, that's really kind of vital to have for the Flesh Eaters then.
Supporting him is the Mariscroll Herald, which we've now been calling him the American hero since like September, I think.
Just because I could not remember the name Mariscroll Herald, and it slowly, over the course of a stressful game, morphed into that.
A few hours in at that point.
Yes.
Basically, he's a very fun little hero. He's like invisible to enemies if he's in range of like 3 other Flesh Eater Courts models. He's got like my enhancements to make him a priest for the prayer law, which is pretty good for Flesh Eater Courts.
Yep, solid.
the ability to grant 3 additional rally dice to things around him, which is absolutely amazing. So like even Usherim can
Very
roll
handy.
9 dice to
Yeah.
heal. And most importantly, he's got a free up ability in combat to either allow all your units to get strike first, or the enemy units to, on a 5-up, not be able to receive commands and things throughout the rest of the game. But the strike first thing is absolutely crazy when that goes off.
Yes, definitely.
He is a courtier as well, so he has like movement phase abilities to spend his noble deed points to bring back models in units, and then it's always 2 models because it's Lords of the Manor, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And he is most likely going to be bodyguard rule for Usherim as well, so if neither him or Usherim have charged, then enemies are at -1 attack fighting Usherim.
Yeah, sounds good.
Amazing. And then rounding out the General's Regiment, we have 2 reinforced units of Morbeg Knights. Yes, again, every Flesh Eater Court's list has them. They are insanely cheap for what they are. They are fast. They have a good armor save for Flesh Eater Courts at 4+. They can run and they can retreat and still charge without taking any mortal damage. They do impact mortals, and they have the potential to hit fairly well.
We love the Morbeg Knights.
They're a very cheeky unit. Very cheeky. Hopefully they can help me get some battle tactics and steal some objectives.
Oh yeah, that's what they're good for.
2nd Regiment. Right. Okay. This is probably, I don't know, I feel like this is where like most Flesh Eater Courts lists actually differentiate from each other now.
Yes.
Of the heroes people take and stuff. So I've gone for an Archregent. He's a 2-cast wizard. He has an amazing like hero phase ability to, on a 3+, bring back a unit nearby to him, which again brings back 2 models. He's got an amazing War Scroll spell that the first unit that you set up that turn can move d6 inches. Like the second set up. Including the replacement units that you can set up by spending noble deed points. So yeah, that can be used for some real cheeky late game shenanigans. If like my horrors have died, I can bring back some horrors in the movement phase, but also like move them d6 inches before they've even needed to charge.
Yeah.
It's a really nice piece. I really wanted to do something with Archregent and Gore Warden because I think that would be an amazing combo, but don't quite have the points for a Gore Warden in this list, so I went for Grand Justice Goremain as my other little secondary character.
Yeah, makes sense.
I love the model anyway, and then the second that it was kind of like I had some points spare and they changed his rules so he can kind of get noble deed points a bit faster. I was like, oh, I'll put him in.
Solid.
And then I think almost every Flesh Eater Courts list I've seen since has had him in there. It's like, he basically, his whole purpose is to sit on the faction terrain and just farm noble deed points so he can bring units back throughout the game. But he's also got this really cool passing judgment thing, which is like really fun, fluffy lore stuff. That also gives like incredible benefits to you, like run and charge and stuff if you pull it off.
Awesome.
We got 20 Crypt Guard as just like lots and lots of bodies, because I think the main thing my list really struggles with is actual like solid objective control.
Yes.
Like most of the things are only just like OC1, so I can get really easily outscored on objectives. But the Crypt Guard, they pack an absolute wallop when they get into combat, if they do get into combat. Like,
oh yeah.
You're rolling about 80 dice, like 81 dice when they're fully buffed up. Yeah, they give foot heroes a 5-up ward, and they get a 5-up ward themselves around foot heroes, so they can like basically stand around for a while. They're not your average 6-up armor save model.
Yeah, they can hang around a bit. Which
And
is
then,
handy.
yeah, I mean, they did work against one of your great unclean ones
Oh
before.
yeah.
It was crazy. Because they rend one naturally as well, which is quite good for like the Flesh Eater Court's just minion type characters.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Minion units, sorry. Horrors, the last kind of unit in my list. I've just got a reinforced block of 6. They crit auto wound. They have a fair amount of attacks. They've got good amount of wounds. They can be, you can bring them back with a spell in the spell lore. You can damage an enemy unit, and then if the horrors are nearby to that enemy unit, for each point of damage, you can bring back a horror model. So it's really cheesy for how many of them can come back. Really.
Yeah.
They have the potential to hit hard as well. It's like 2 damage a pop when they do actually do something. They can be quite scary.
Yes. Definitely can hit hard on occasion.
That's all my actual models that have points values anyway. So I'm up to like 1,970 points.
Yes.
Like I said, I couldn't quite get the Gore Warden in, so Goremain's in there, but let's see what else. So the manifestations and terrain.
Right.
Obviously, I'm taking the faction terrain, which just allows Goremain to just keep on farming noble deed points all game long. Helps protect him as well, because it's like they have to destroy the faction terrain before they can hurt him on there.
Yes.
And then I'm actually just taking the Flesh Eater Court's manifestations because I love the barricade. I did some really quite cheesy things with the barricade as like a countercast back in February, and I think I fell in love with it then. So it's just like I'm just sticking with that manifestation lore.
No, it's pretty solid.
It's like it's a 5 to cast, so you're basically looking for 6 if you're counter casting. If you enemies within 3 inches of it, it halves their movement and they can't retreat or run. And it's fairly durable as well if enemies are fighting back against it as well. It's like a 10 wounds on a 4-up save. It's
fair enough, yeah.
The horses and the chalice are just there for like if I get a chance to do them. But the horses do some mortal damage, and the chalice actually does some stuff for objective control, so it could be useful.
Okay.
But primarily it's just barricades, and then I just want to use my spell lore and stuff for all the casts I have.
No, that is fair. So how many casts do you have in total then?
I have 4 casts between Ushram and the Archregent, which is fairly good. Like, it's not quite like your Nurgle amount of casts.
No, it's not the 7, but 4 solid.
I do have 1 priest as well, just for like 1 prayer a turn. Which the prayer lord's pretty good. Like, you can get 5-up ward dished out to things like the Morbegs and stuff, or you can do Bless Meal, which is basically every model in a unit that you cast, that you do the prayer on. Like, you can get health back for each model you destroy.
Solid, yeah.
And then there's another one that helps just like generate noble deed points faster. And if you get like a super one on that, it gives all heroes in a radius noble deed points for the damage accumulated.
Yeah, that can be very useful in Flesh Eaters.
Oh yeah, like the Mara Scroll doesn't want to get into combat unless he has to, really. So like giving him the noble deed points by any means is good. It's like so tactics and thoughts. So yeah, this is I think this is probably a much more competitive 2-day that I've been to so far. Like Throne of Skulls ones are quite friendly, and quite a lot of it's like your painting and your conversions and everything as well for points. Whereas this one's like it's a golden ticket that they're waving in your face as a prize. So I think I don't know. At the end of the day, hopefully it's just fun 5 games of AOS. But
that's what you always hope for, really. Yeah.
I must remember the thing that got updated back into Flesh Eater Courts, that in my hero phase I can pick a hero and roll a dice for each unit within 12 of him, and then each 5 up I get a noble deed point for extra regeneration. As I said before, like being 2-drops, I want to try and go second every game, just not get double turned. Like Flesh Eater Codes are quite squishy, and most armies, given a chance to double turn me, will probably take it just to smash up all my units. It's like
no, that's probably accurate. Yeah.
Hoping to see people I've met before. Like I keep on looking at the roster. Like some names are familiar to me. I'm hoping as soon as I see faces, I'll put the names to.
Fingers crossed.
There are some people that I definitely know that are going there.
Yep.
And as I said, it's 5 games of AOS I probably won't actually get otherwise.
Yeah.
The local scene is actually picking up a bit now. It's like I just hopefully I can get a win. At the end of the day, I was saying to someone else that's going, it's like, even if I don't get a win, as long as I feel like I've actually played a good game in all 5 games to like the best of my ability, I'll be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
If I just lose a game by doing something really stupid, it was like...
That happens. Believe me, I lose almost all my games by doing something really stupid.
At the end of the day, it's like the panic of a timer, isn't it?
Oh yeah. But no, it sounds fun.
I will be wearing the proper channel shirt and everything, and I will be rocking all of the channel stuff. So if you see the big old Bleeding Tree logo there, come and say hi.
Yep. Let us know in the comments if you're planning on, well, if you've got a ticket to this, or if you're playing in a tournament anywhere else in the world this weekend.
Yeah. I say there's a fair bit on, and I say me and Amy are still. There's a fair few other things that we're looking at going to throughout the rest of the year as well. So
yes. Next major one is the 2-day tournament at TSN Arena in May. So
yeah, we're kind of taking a little break off for April, and then May we're kind of carrying on with stuff. Yes. But yeah, it's hope you've enjoyed this little run through of the list and everything. I'm hopefully going to get some sleep as well, so I'm ready for Saturday.
Sleep is overrated.
But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, tell us everything you want to know. Come join our Discord or whatever.
Yep, we got all the links down in the description, so make sure you check those out. Pretty please.
And we have been Bleeding Tree Gaming. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.